it. You found your own space. Now that you are here, close the noise out for a moment. Just breathe. This space was made for you. It is quiet enough. Wherever today has taken you, however heavy it has been, in the middle of all the chaos, God is still here, and so are you.
Let's have a conversation or conversations. This is God-given peace. This is bliss. This is quiet enough.
Okay, so you're not together, but you're not together. You text every day. You have your own little inside jokes. You know their schedule. They know yours. When something funny happens, you send it to them first. When something goes wrong, they're the first person you want to call. But if someone asked you to describe what you are, you would stare at them like a deer in headlights and say something like, "We're just talking. Just talking. 6 months in. Just talking. Bestie, come sit down. Big sis needs to have a conversation with you. Welcome to Quiet Enough." And today, we are officially talking about the situationship. That blurry, undefined, emotionally exhausting, weirdly addictive space that this generation has somehow normalized as just how things work now. No judgment, I promise. But we are going to be honest today, because you deserve that. A situationship is basically a relationship that has all the feelings and none of the commitment. It has the texting, the vibes, the almost dates that you both pretend aren't dates but are clearly dates. The jealousy when they post someone else, the butterflies, the overthinking, and most annoyingly, the hope. What it doesn't have is a label, a definition, a clear answer to the question, what are we? And that question, what are we, is the one that lives rent-free in your brain at 2 a.m. when you should be sleeping, but instead you are lying there analyzing a 3-word text they sent 4 hours ago, trying to figure out if the full stop at the end was passive-aggressive or if you're overreacting. You are not overreacting, by the way. You are just in a situationship. And situationships are designed, intentionally or not, to keep you guessing. A situationship gives you just enough to stay and not enough to feel settled. That is not a coincidence. That is the whole problem. Now, I want to be clear about something before we go further. Not every undefined situation is a situationship. Some connections are genuinely just early stages. 2 people still figuring things out. Still getting to know each other. That is normal and healthy, and does not require a label after week 2. A situationship is when that undefined stage goes on way longer than it should. When you have had more than enough time and more than enough connection to have a clear conversation about what this is, and somehow that conversation never happens, or it gets deflected, or one person keeps moving the goalposts just far enough to keep the other person around without actually committing. Months in, still just talking. Okay, this is the part I really need you to hear. Because from the outside, the situationship doesn't always look like a problem. It can actually look kind of fun. There's chemistry, there's connection, there's something there. And because nothing has gone wrong technically, nobody has been cheated on, nobody has broken up, nobody has officially done anything, it can be easy to dismiss the cost of it. But there is a cost, and it is higher than you think. First, it is draining your mental energy constantly. Think about how much of your brain space this person occupies on any given day. The analyzing, the hoping, the trying to figure out where you stand, the replaying of conversations, the checking your phone, the wondering why they were online but didn't reply, and oh my gosh, the mood that goes up when they respond quickly and down when they don't. And my guy, That is a part-time job and it is not paying you anything. You are spending premium mental real estate on someone who hasn't even paid the deposit. Second, it is quietly eroding your self-worth. This one is sneaky because you don't feel it immediately. But every day you spend waiting for someone to decide if you're worth choosing, a small part of you internalizes the wait as an answer. Like maybe the reason there's no commitment is because you're not quite enough to commit to. And you start to mold yourself, make yourself more available, less demanding, more fun, more patient, more whatever you think they need you to be, because you are scared that if you ask for clarity, you'll get an answer you don't want. Can I just say something about that? The version of you that shrinks to fit into someone's undefined space is not the version of you that attracts the right people. It is the version that keeps attracting people who prefer you undefined. Because undefined is easier to keep around without actually choosing. Third, and this one nobody talks about enough, your situationship is blocking the door for someone who actually wants to walk through it clearly. While you are emotionally occupied with someone who hasn't decided about you, your heart is not fully available to someone who would decide instantly. Someone who would not need months of hints and maybe energy to figure out that you are worth choosing. You are not just in a situationship. You are in an invisible relationship that keeps you off the market emotionally without any of the actual benefits of being in one. The person who is right for you will not make you wonder where you stand. That is not a high standard. That is the minimum. I know you didn't expect a faith turn, but stay with me because this part is actually the most important one. Proverbs 4:23, which we talked about in the self-care series. It says, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Your heart. The thing you have been handing over to someone who has not committed to protecting it. The thing you have been giving unlimited access to. Someone who has not even decided if they want to be there. That is not guarding your heart. That is leaving the door wide open and hoping for the best. And God's design for connection, real, chosen, mutual, committed connection, was never ambiguity and anxiety. It was never, I think I like you, but I'm not sure. Let's just see what happens. It was never stay available for me while I figure out if you're the one I want. God knew what He wanted before He asked for it. He chose you clearly. He did not leave you in a maybe space wondering how He felt. He said, I know the plans I have for you. Not, I'm still deciding. Not, let's just see where this goes. The standard of being chosen clearly is not too much to ask for. It is actually the bare minimum. And I want to say this gently because I know feelings are involved and feelings are real. The anxiety you feel in a situationship is not love. Love is not supposed to feel like that. Love, real love, chosen love, committed love comes with peace. Not the absence of butterflies, not the absence of nerves, but a fundamental peace underneath all of it that says, I know where I stand. I know what this is. I am chosen. If what you feel most in this situation is anxiety, confusion, and hope, that is not love yet. That is potential. And potential is not the same as actual. Say this with me if it's yours. God, I think I already know some things I've been pretending not to know about this situation. Help me to be honest with myself about what this is actually costing me. Help me to stop calling anxiety excitement and confusion chemistry. Help me to remember that peace is a signal, and the absence of it is information. And remind me that I was not made to live in someone's maybe. Help me to actually believe that I am worth being chosen clearly. In Jesus' loving name, amen. Okay, that was part 1, the diagnostic episode. We named it. We looked at what it's doing. We brought God into it. Come back Thursday for part 2. because that's where we talk about what to actually do, how to get out, how to have the conversation, how to get yourself back after you've been emotionally occupied by someone else's indecision for too long. And if this episode just described your entire situationship in uncomfortable detail, share it, anonymously if you have to. Your situationship person does not need to know you watch this. But your best friend who is also in one, they do. Until then, peace, vibes, and QED from QETV.
Hey, Bestie. You had a good time, right? Yeah, I bet you did. And just like that, you made it through. Just so you know, the world will get loud again the moment you leave here. That's okay. Hold on to what you felt in here just long enough to remember that this quiet exists. We need to hang out more. Bring your friends. This party is quiet enough. See you soon, love.